going to do the band collar. It's important that we do this one because we use the band collar to construct the collar, the shirt collar. It's the stand. So you just need your measurements again of your necks. So you need your measurements of your centre back neck and your centre front neck. Okay, I'm not going to lower this particularly. You could if you wanted to. These are your style decisions, but normally it's into the neck. So the measurements I've got, this is going to be my centre back, and I draw a right angle. Centre back neck I know is 8.3, it's very precise, and that's then going to have a notch. And then my centre front neck from that shoulder point is going to be 10.5, 10.5, and that is my centre front. The collar for this one is edge to edge at the centre front. When you use your band to construct for the shirt stand, you will extend it slightly, but we'll do that on another video. So then you decide, it's a small collar, this one, we'll do the Prussian collar later, but this is a small upright band collar. Some people cut them on the bias, but you don't have to. So you've drafted your rectangle, and then we're just going to add a curve, a shape here. If we just sewed that into the neck, it would crack. It wouldn't stand fit closely at the front neck, halfway, about here. So about 5 centimetres in from the centre front. You just want it to sit slightly closer into the neck to give it more shape. So 5 centimetres in, I'm going to slash the pattern and just open it up. No, I'm not. I'm going to close it at the top. I'm going to keep the neck edge the same, and I'm just going to tighten the top edge just so it sits flat against the neck when worn. So here I'm just going to close this up. So that's it as an oblong, and I've turned it round, and I'm just going to close this, overlap it 0.5 centimetre. That's it, and it just adds that slight curve to allow it to sit nicely at the neck. So this is the under collar. This is the centre back. So then you add your seam allowances. Obviously the centre back I'm going to do on the fold. Add your seam allowances. I'm going to use 1 centimetre on the neck. You quite often use 1.5, and I like to do 7 millimetres, which is 1/4 inch, to bag it out, or you can do 1.5 and then trim it down. Get that nice curve to take the corner off. You could have it square if you wanted to, but I'm going to do a nice curve. So that's the seam allowances. The straight grain obviously is the same as the fold. So you will cut one on fold, and this is the under collar. You will then construct your top collar. You can just cut a pair of those. It is just stood upright, so there's not as much importance of having added roll. But if you want to have a small amount of roll, say it was a bulky fabric or something, or just keep it nice and neat, you trace it off. I'm tracing this off with the seam allowances to make my top collar. And then don't forget to put your notches in. So the notches are at the centre front and where you've got the shoulder, and obviously it's cut. So this is the top collar. That's the fold with the boxed arrow annotation. So this is the top collar, and that's cut 1. And plus fuse. Okay, we need to interface these to stiffen them and give a nice neat finished. So there, oh, I haven't added my roll, sorry. So then if you go into you can do cut a pair, or you can then add your roll, which is just when you cut it a couple of millimeters on the other side, just on the top collar, just so it rolls slightly, and then your understitch. And just cut that out. Okay, so they are your 2 drafted collars, your top collar with a bit of roll, and your under collar. Cut one of each with interfacing.